close to death and only with a 2% chance of survival. Years of struggles and battles with his addiction have led to severe depression and self-isolation of our favorite king of sarcasm, Chandler, from Friends, and actor Matthew Perry. How did he end up in a situation like this? Who was his support and who helped him get his life together? The answer to this and more coming up. Leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and let's go! For 10 years, Matthew Perry, our favorite king of sarcasm, Chandler from Friends, has been making fans laugh. Most known for his role in Friends, which aired from 1994 to 2004, Perry has never shied away from opening about his struggles. The actor noted a couple of times in different interviews that he and Chandler are similar in a way, as both of them were trying to hide behind jokes and comic images when the reality was depressing as hell. It's no accident that Chandler is a guy who is trying to deter his own human emotional feelings with laughter. That's what I did for years, Perry explained. I've tried to palm myself off as being a jokester. Kind of like hanging out with me is kind of like vacation, but that could only take me so far. Throughout all these years, the actor has been severely struggling with a heavy addiction to alcohol and substance abuse. Now we can read the whole story of Perry's survival in his new memoir launching this November, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. In his book, Perry reveals details about his addiction journey, including a harrowing near-death experience that involved a 2-week coma and time spent on an ECMO machine. The Friends star states in the excerpt that when he was first cast on the series at 24, he was just starting to struggle with alcohol addiction, which worsened as the series progressed, though there were periods of sobriety in between. His addiction worsened in 1997 after a jet ski accident when Matthew was prescribed Vicodin. Taking this painkiller has led to a heavy amount of drinking, which then led to rehab. But it wasn't enough to get him clean. The actor only briefly stayed sober, and Matthew, who has previously admitted he doesn't remember filming 3 years of Friends, continued to fight his demons. He tried to hide his condition, but his yo-yo in weight from series to series alarmed both his co-stars and his fans. Perry writes in his memoir that his changing appearance throughout 10 seasons of Friends serves as a dead giveaway for which drugs he was using at the time. You can track the trajectory for my addiction if you gauge my weight from season to season, the actor writes in his book. When I'm carrying weight, it's alcohol. When I'm skinny, it's pills. When I have a goatee, it's lots of pills. He also added that by the end of season 3, he was trying to obtain 55 Vicodin a day. Otherwise, he'd get so sick. Despite a seemingly caustic facade, aka Chandler was often shown to have a big heart and was always there for his friends when it mattered, a favor that the other friends returned. Based on Perry's comments, it's clear that their deep bond was present off-screen as well. With their help and support, Matthew attempted to get clean, despite numerous relapses. The actor was very sentimental when he was talking about them. They were understanding, and they were patient. It's like penguins. Penguins in nature, when one is sick or when one is very injured, the other penguins surround it and prop it up. They walk around it until that penguin can walk on its own. That's kind of what the cast did for me. Who was your favorite Friends character? Let us know in the comments down below. In a recent interview with Diane Sawyer on ABC, promoting his book, Matthew revealed that Jennifer Aniston was his biggest believer. He then added that Jenny's support was desperately needed in his recovery journey. She was the one that reached out the most, he said. I'm really grateful to her for that. Perry said that she was the first to confront him at the highest point of his addiction. We know you're drinking, she said. Imagine how scary a moment that was, Perry responded. Candid about his relapses, he has been to rehab 15 times over the years. Perry has become well-versed on the tools necessary to maintain sobriety. "I'm pretty healthy now," he says before joking. "I've got to not go to the gym much more because I don't want to only be able to play superheroes. But no, I'm a pretty healthy guy right now." He doesn't want to say how long he has been sober, but says he counts every day. He added, "It's important. But if you lose your sobriety, it doesn't mean you lose all that time and education. Your sober date changes, but that's all that changes. You know everything you knew before. As long as you were able to fight your way back without dying, you learn a lot." Using his own words, the actor has a lot of reasons to stay sober. Perry underwent 14 operations on his stomach. In 2000, he was hospitalized, and he recalled often shaking and sweating on set afterwards while going through detox. Fans were shocked by his changing appearance during his hiatus between seasons 6 and 7. After that experience, Perry finally decided to ask for help. "Everything's clear for one split second," he recalled to the New York Times. "I realized I've got to go and save myself. I got on the phone and called the people who were willing to help me." After 2.5 months in a private rehab center, Perry finally was able to finish serving Sarah, the production of which was postponed for 2 months, and returned to France, as well as focus on bettering himself. In 2002, he did several interviews, explaining his road to recovery and finally getting to a good place. In 2013, the actor even opened up the Perry House, a sober living home for men in Malibu. Even if his alcohol battle was won, the other addiction battles continued. The final turning point for the actor happened in 2018 when he almost died. A severe addiction to opioids such as Oxycontin, which Matthew was also hooked on, can cause severe constipation and, in turn, serious bowel problems, which is what happened to him when he was 49. Perry opens his memoir with this revelation and details about the situation. The actor has spent weeks fighting for his life after his colon burst from opioid overuse. He spent 2 weeks in a coma and 5 months in the hospital and had to use a colostomy bag for 9 months. Don't do drugs, kids. When he was first admitted to the hospital, the doctors told my family that I had a 2% chance to live, he recalls. "I was put on a thing called an ECMO machine, which does all the breathing for your heart and your lungs, and that's called a Hail Mary. No one survives that." After his near-death experience, he was warned that if he continued taking drugs, he may lose control of his bowel altogether. Matthew told People, "My therapist said, the next time you think about taking Oxycontin, just think about having a colostomy bag for the rest of your life." And a little window opened, and I no longer wanted Oxycontin anymore. In 2021, highly anticipated Friends reunion made fans worried about Perry's condition, as he was mostly silent and when he spoke, his speech was slurred. However, an insider has explained why his words may have come across as a little weird. Speaking to The Sun, the source said, "Matthew turned up at the reunion and members of his team said he had an emergency tooth procedure that day. This was said to impact his well-being and also how he was feeling." Apparently, the dental surgery left the actor in pain, which caused the slurred speech. Obviously, no one wants to film after a procedure, but it happened. The feeling was one of a huge sympathy for Matthew, especially in recent days, given how people reacted online, continued the insider. Matthew has told those around him that he is sober, and there is no need to worry, they added, and thank God for that. Have you watched the reunion? If you didn't, we highly recommend you to. If you did, share your impression in the comment section below. And what do we have now? On February 10th this year, Perry wrote on his Instagram page, "So much has been written about me in the past. I thought it was time people heard from me. The highs were high, the lows were low, but I've lived to tell the tale, even though at times it looked like I wouldn't. And it's all in here. I apologize it's not a pop-up book," announcing his new memoir that is launched very soon. The reason he has written the book, he says, is because he was pretty certain that it would help people. He then added, "There were 5 people put on an ECMO machine that night, and the other 4 died, and I survived. So the big question is, why? Why was I the one? There has to be some kind of a reason." Matthew's searing memoir, which he vowed to write only once he was safe from going into the dark side of everything again, is a shocking account of nearly 3 decades of addiction, which he admits should have killed him. When it comes to gratitude, Perry has learned that everything starts with sobriety, because if you don't have sobriety, you're gonna lose everything that you put in front of it. So my sobriety is right up there, he says. "I'm an extremely grateful guy. I'm grateful to be alive, that's for sure, and that gives me the possibility to do anything." We are waiting for Matthew Perry's new book with excitement and gratitude that the beloved actor of many never gave up. Thanks for watching, leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to always be in tune with celebrity news.